Yo, it's good. Got a quick trade recap today. Took a W, which is pretty nice. Going into the week. I mean, it is Wednesday, so it's been like quite a bit into the week. But yeah, just go over what I saw, what I took, and also fill in my trade journal because I didn't do it during the school day. Because bro, school is low key like finessing me right now, bro. I had a midterm today for bio. That went okay. But then I have a chem midterm on Friday, and I spent the entire evening studying for it. I also went to lift, which maybe I shouldn't have done because I could have spent more time studying, but I don't know. That's not really related to what I'm doing today, doing right now. So, yeah, just quickly going over it. Today we had news, going over red folder news real quick. Bro, this shit's actually so dumb. Trade. Wow, I have too much school stuff is taking over right now. But so today was Wednesday. We had ADP non-farm employment change at 6:15, and then we also had ISM at 8 a.m. So what I do, I waited for ADP to come out, and then I didn't want to trade about an hour before ISM. So ideally, before 7, I wanted to take something, and maybe like after 6:30, just give some time for news to, just give some time for the market to absorb the news, and then also just didn't want to trade right before. So that was like my thought process going into the day, just dealing with news. So the trade was on GBPUSD. Yo, see, there's something super annoying about this right now, bro. Like, if I have this, right, if I make a position thing, like, it looks good, right? But then I go back to EURUSD, and then I go back here, and the thing just becomes this, bro. So it's really annoying. But anyways, I'll just try going over it without showing the trade right now, because if I just do it, it's kind of counterintuitive if I just keep on going back and forth. So starting with EURUSD, the trade was on GBPUSD, but I'll just start with EURUSD. 4 hour was bearish going into market open. Same thing with GBPUSD, as you could imagine. So looking at the 30-minute, we had London highs, and then we had London lows. London lows would have been the target. London highs would have been the like kind of draw. We also did have Asian highs here with this 1 hour high, then 1 hour lows at targets, potential targets. But yeah, so market opens, we open right by the London high. So ideally I want to see like a deeper reaction, maybe at least like 2 pips, but we only made it like 1.0 exactly. So ideally I want to see like at least halfway, or just like 2, or maybe just even take out the absolute high, that would have been nice. But we didn't do that. We only ended up coming up to here, and then we had a reaction to the downside. We broke structure to the downside, and we did retrace into equilibrium because this was the news candle, 6:15. We retraced into equilibrium, but like I was really thinking of taking this. It's just because we didn't have the full penetration into the London high. That's why I didn't take it. We then, after seeing the 1 minute, after seeing the 5-minute retrace, we did have a break of structure right here. But again, the risk reward was kind of cooked. Like I wasn't really sure where I wanted to target, where to keep my stop loss. I didn't want to keep my stop loss above the high, but I want to keep my TP at like the London low. So didn't really get a good idea of where I wanted to take the trade, so I didn't enter off that because it just didn't look the best for me. So EURUSD was just kind of cooked, but what I did see was on GBPUSD. So I mean, what I did take the trade on was on GBPUSD. So I'll just go over what I saw, man. So 4 hour was bearish going into market open. Very similar to EURUSD. We were moving very correlated today, despite some other days, bro, when we were just moving like whack. The only difference was that we did not have Asian highs on GBPUSD when EURUSD did. So we were mainly just had like the London highs and the London lows to play off of. Wanted to see the London highs get taken and then target the London lows, but we didn't actually end up taking out the absolute like 1 hour. So that was kind of something I did not like very much. But what I did like on GBPUSD when compared to EURUSD is that we came in 2 pips on this one when compared to EURUSD not doing that. So that is kind of why I preferred GBPUSD over EURUSD. So going into market open, we had that interaction, break of structure to the downside, and boom. So news came out at 6:15. Now with this, I didn't want to enter just purely off of this because, again, targets would have been cooked and stop loss would have not been the best placement. So what I did was just wait for retracement, and we came into equilibrium and retraced into this 5-minute fair value gap. We respected this 5-minute fair value gap, and we also respected 5-minute like bearish order flow without inversing anything. So that was pretty nice. But because we disproved or like went against, we showed bullish market structure on the 1 minute. I was looking for 1 minute confirmation to the downside. So after retracing into equilibrium, after retracing into the fair value gap, we had a inverse fair value gap to the downside, and I believe this is where I entered. I could find the exact, because bro, the freaking position keeps on deleting, bro. 3087. Stop loss. I don't have the original stop loss. It just says where I got stopped out for break even. But stop loss was around here. I think it was 9 pips. and then TP1 was right here. So this was like about, yeah, this was basically the trade. Entered short off of the inverse fair value gap, stop loss above the high, and TP at this kind of low for like a 1.25. I did under risk a little bit because I realized that I am like, I thought I was up like I thought I was up 1% on the funded, but it turns out I was 4%. So when I was like trying to put in the numbers, I realized that my account balance is way higher than I thought it was. And that would, instead of risking like 100, I was risking 1500. I mean like 1400. And I mean, instead of risking 150, I was risking 140. So I had to redo all that shit. And I kind of like wasn't really sure about how much I should risk. So I just risked a bit less, like about 0.8, I would say, or 0.85, something like that. So not exactly how much I wanted to, like only $80, not 80%. Like it was like about 70%, like 80% of my account, but not like $80. But yeah, so I risked a bit less than like $100, but like, because now my account balance is $1,500, so it would have been like $150 of 1%. I don't really want to risk $150. Maybe I should now, but I don't know. Maybe I should actually. I don't know, but this is like, I've been on such a long losing streak that I'm like, I'm not scared. It's just like, I'm kind of hesitant in doing that because like, I don't know, maybe I'm just being a bitch, but yeah. Anyways, so this is a trade. TP was at this 5-minute low, kind of where the, did I just switch? Okay, like at the beginning of this fair value gap. We did have this 5-minute fair value gap, which I realized after the fact. But I mean, it ended up getting inverse, which is pretty nice. It's good that it wasn't right over here, because if it was right over there, then I probably wouldn't have taken it. But it was a bit lower, so I wasn't too worried about that. TP2 was the end of this fair value gap for about a 1.2, I believe, 2.2 R. Now this one, I had my alert right here, right? But guess what happened, bro? The alert did not go off. It was like set right here, and it like literally wick worked that shit, and then started moving back up. So yeah, and because we had the red folded news at 8, I was looking to get like some position of my, like some of my position out around 7:30. So I closed it here. So it was pretty similar to where TP1 was. It was just really annoying seeing price go all the way to like basically my TP and then start moving up. So something in the future to note is that like if I have a TP as a fair value gap, just keep it in the middle at least, maybe not the very end, because it's more probable that price will fill in at least 50% of the fair value gap rather than the entire fair value gap, right? So yeah, that's something to note. This was the news candle. I ended up taking off the next partial at the very bottom of here somehow. I just predicted it because I got the alert here. So I just took it off, and then the rest got stopped at a break even. So pretty chill, not too bad. Only made like, didn't make too much off of this, just a bit above like 100. So like 1% of a 10K account. So it's pretty chill. We're up. I'm at 10.5 now, I think. Yeah. 10.531. Pretty chill. But yeah, so that's pretty much all for this. How long is this video so far? If it's not too long, I'll just fill in my trade recap right now. I'll just fill in the trade recap real quick because I have to do that anyway. So that's ChatGPT. Okay, now trade journal. Let me cut quick. Cut off that shit. Number 5. When was the trade taken? It was taken off of the close of this candle. So 6:31. Let me move this right here. Bro, I have too many tabs open. Voila. Cultural appropriation is actually insane, bro. Okay, what's the time? It's 10:11, bro. 6:31 a.m. TP1 was hit 20 minutes later. Boom. What did I use? I used equilibrium and fair value gap, but I'll just say equilibrium because that was the primary one. What was the risk reward of TP1? It's like 1.29, I believe. 1.29, yeah. Wow, I'm actually him. 1.29. Screenshot of the trade. Mink. This is a pretty good news. Yes, there was 6:15 ADP NFP, and then there was 8 a.m. ISM. Okay, duration of the trade. The rest got closed off. This was the last TP. This was 8, so 90 minutes. Okay, now quick explanation because I kind of want to go to bed. So we're going to speed on this, okay? What I basically said, 4 hour was bullish. 4 hour bearish. looking for London highs to get taken. At NY open, the high gets interacted with 2 pips, and then we see a reaction to the downside. However, because of news was waiting for like 15 minutes after news, and then was willing to take a trade. So what happened? Okay, wait, that's corny, bro. Wait, what the hell? So 5-minute BOS, then 5-minute EQ retrace, along with 5-minute fair value gap respect, then enter on 1 minute inverse fair value gap to downside, target 1.25 R, which is a 5-minute fair value gap, and then next at another 5M fair value gap in the London low. So that's kind of explaining what my thought process was with the trade. Stop loss was above the EQ high. EQ high used. Management plan was to take out 0.5. Then if next TP got hit, would take 0.5 and then let it run during news, and then take the rest off at a long runner, but that did not end up happening. How much was it on GBPUSD? Wait, GBPUSD or EURUSD? Yeah, GBPUSD 1.1 lots. I think it was like 0.8 or something. 0.9. Wow. However, the stop loss was much smaller. So position sell, position 1, emotions. When I saw price show a setup, I was getting a bit hopeful. I was thinking in my mind that I would be able to take a trade, and that caused me to feel more attached to a, bro, can I not type for shit? Attached to a specific outcome. This took me out of objectivity, which is not good. Also, I was a bit annoyed on the fact that my alert, my TP alert, got grazed, got like edged, and made me think about what I could have made rather than focusing on what I did well. Follow my plan. What was the stop loss? 9. TP hit. Nice. Wow. That was I was actually going through a losing, bro. That was actually sad, bro. Anyways, how much did I risk? Like 0.8%, bro. 0.9. Bro, something's not adding up, bro. If I put 0.9 lots on this and 0.9 lots on this, but the stop loss were pretty similar, if not this one being smaller, this should be higher. But I did risk a bit less, so it makes sense actually now. 0.9 for plan followed, yes. Final R. It was like this, 2.3. Yeah, would have been nicer if this was low-key a longer one. Anyways, how to improve. Do not focus on the outcomes of the trade. Just be lock me up and throw away the keys. Trade, just be focused on what my plan says and what do not focus on the outcome of each trade, and rather focus on the process of putting on a good trade and seeing if I followed my plan fully. Boom. That's pretty much all. I think I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to stretch and then go to bed, because I have a midterm on Friday and I spent way too long studying for it, and it'll be a waste of studying if I don't sleep, you know, because it'll it won't do the studying, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you tomorrow.